We've got news that's breaking today, and I heard this on the radio as I was coming in. They're talking about this scam that has ripped off about 15,000 people for a total of about $300 million. And what they're doing is they're calling up these victims. They say that they're threatening them with fine and deportation or imprisonment if they don't pay demanded fees. In other words, they tell them, hey, we're from the government, you're an illegal alien, and we're going to throw you out of the country if you don't pay these fees. Now, when I looked at this, I thought, how is this different from Hillary Clinton? Scaring people into giving her money, scaring people into voting for her. And it's interesting because there's a lot of stories about it. They're going to get not only the FBI, but the IRS against these people. Now, we've had a lot of stuff breaking in the last couple of days, and finally, we've got a story that has traction with the mainstream media about Clinton corruption, about Clinton pay for play. We got the New York Times, the Washington Post, USA Today, even Morning Joe was talking about this memo from Doug Band, the guy who ran the Clinton Foundation, talking about self-referencing this whole operation as Bill Clinton, Inc. Bill Clinton, Inc. In other words, isn't a corporation. It's how they make their money. Now, I got to say, I'm not going to hold my breath. I don't think the FBI is going to investigate the Clintons. We know they aren't. We know that she can do whatever she wants, violating national security. Of course, they're not going to have the IRS investigate them either. No, they're going to use the IRS against their political enemies. So we've already seen that throughout the Obama administration. But that's really what should be happening in this situation. And I'm going to play for you. I'm going to let you see the reactions of the people on the left here. But as all of this corruption comes out, we've got the most openly corrupt person who has ever run for president, who's ever run for most offices. I mean, this is like, this is worse than Tammany Hall. I mean, this is in-your-face corruption before she even gets elected. And I have to say to all these single women out here who are undyingly loyal to Hillary Clinton, would you vote for Al Capone if he was called Alice? That's what we're talking about here, right? You're going to overlook everything that this woman has done, overlook all the corruption because she's a woman. So if it was Alice Capone, I guess it would be okay. Or if instead of Bernie Madoff, maybe if it was Beatrice Madoff, that'd be fine. You know, just rip people off. Steal. Sell your office for money, for massive amounts of money. Now, this is the article here. Aides say that Bill Clinton was running Bill Clinton, Inc. And then the way the Time magazine headline says, memo reveals tangled business and charitable ties. Tangled? How about intermingled? How about RICO-level corruption? Yeah, they always soft sell it. They say, well, it's kind of tangled, you know? They kind of tangled their personal income with the charity. You know, they put it out there saying they're doing this as a charity organization, yet it was their personal income. And then we have the Washington Post with a long article on this. Now, what they're saying is that the Clinton Global Initiative, the Clinton Foundation was where Doug Band hung out. But, you know, you see all these Clinton Global Initiative. You've seen the picture of Jimmy Kimmel there in front of the CGI with Hillary and Bill and Chelsea, you know, pushing that. You know, the guy that, made fun of the pickle situation that they had set up in order to help her. I think they ought to call it, instead of the Clinton Global Initiative, it ought to be the Clinton Global Income, because that's what they're really getting. I want to play this clip before we go any further. Let's play this clip. This is Morning Joe, and they spent at least 17 minutes talking about this. And I want you to hear the comments that Joe Scarborough points out. And, of course, Mika Brzezinski, Zbigniew Brzezinski's daughter, the guy who masterminded so much of the globalism that we're now facing. She doesn't say much in the clip that we've got, but I let Joe Scarborough talk, and then I back this thing up and I zoom in on Mika's face. And if you're watching this on video, you have to look at Mika's pained expression. She tries to talk for a moment, and then I think she can say something that's like, nah, there's just nothing I can say to try to walk this thing back, and she just stays silent. So I want to play this clip. It's about a minute long. Let's do this Morning Joe clip.
Bill Clinton, the Washington Post article is absolutely fascinating.
Let's go through it.
On Bill Clinton, $66 million to him personally. They're like, and they're bragging.
Do you think they're hiring?
Eddie, they're bragging.
$66 million.
They're bragging in the memo that they can shake down the same corporations that they're taking foundation money for, that they can shake them down for $66 million for, quote, Bill Clinton Inc., for Bill and Hillary Clinton personally. Does that confirm what you and a lot of Clinton skeptics that supported Bernie Sanders were worried about all along?
Well, it's certainly, yes.
Actually bragging about being able to shake down foundation clients for Bill Clinton money. Doug Band is bragging about it. And it's not like Doug Band dreamed this up on his own. He was doing his boss's bidding.
Now look at Mika. Watch Mika's expression.
Bragging about being able to shake down foundation clients.
Ooh, this hurts. This hurts.
For Bill Clinton money. Doug Band is bragging about it. And it's not like Doug Band dreamed this up on his own. He was doing his boss's bidding.
Mika Brzezinski, that look when your candidate is crashing and burning as her corruption and crimes are exposed. And that's the point. 50 million in one instance, 66 million in another instance. And as he pointed out, they are bragging about the corruption. That's the whole point of this 12-page memo that Doug Band wrote. Actually, 12 or 13 pages, depending on the, I guess, different sources count it differently depending on what size font they use. But it's pressing same donors like Coca-Cola, Dow Chemical to provide personal income to the former president. They say, well, Republicans say it allowed corporations and other wealthy supporters to pay for entree to a popular former president and a one-time Secretary of State who is now the Democrat presidential nominee. See, this is the way the Washington Post puts it. No, it's not Republicans, Washington Post, who are saying this. It is Doug Band who is doing this. It's Doug Band saying that this is a pay for entree to the popular former president. And even the Washington Post, 2 paragraphs down, points out that it was not the one-time Secretary of State. She was Secretary of State when this happened. Here's their quote. They say the memo made public Wednesday by the anti-secrecy group WikiLeaks lays out the aggressive strategy behind lining up the consulting contracts and paid speaking engagements for Bill Clinton that added tens of millions of dollars to the family's fortune, including during the years that Hillary Clinton led the State Department. So here they are, 2 paragraphs earlier, they say, well, she was one-time Secretary of State and he was one-time president. No, it was while she was Secretary of State, and they even admit it further down. And it is actually Doug Band who is saying this, not Republicans who are saying it. It's his own words. He's there bragging about it. That's why Mika Brzezinski is speechless and pain, and so much pain as she's hearing this laid out. There's really not much she could say. Doug Band called it Bill Clinton Inc. And he said we obtained, quote, in-kind services for the president and his family for personal travel, hospitality, vacation, and the like. Now, how did Hillary Clinton respond to this? Well, guess what? She declined to comment. But her spokesman said, this is material that was hacked by the Russians and WikiLeaks. Don't deny it. Don't talk about it. See, that's the strategy that you take when you have the forehead of a harlot, as the King James Bible would put it, right? Somebody who has been so corrupt for so long that nothing makes them blush. That's Hillary Clinton. See, Donald Trump gets very upset when people criticize him falsely. He can't contain himself. He gets drugged down into defending himself into that narrative and gets off a message. Hillary Clinton doesn't have that problem. She could care less what you say about her. She doesn't have a conscience. She has been a criminal for so long that nothing you could point out that is true about her would even bother her. It's all true. She doesn't try to defend herself. They also talk about, say, Band described how they helped to expand a fruitful relationship with the Swiss bank UBS, introducing Bill Clinton to a top executive at a 2009 charity dinner. In the ensuing years, UBS upped its giving to the foundation, agreed to pay Bill Clinton for the speeches. UBS paid Clinton about $2 million in speaking fees between 2011 and 2015 for a series of appearances alongside fellow establishment member George W. Bush. They're all in it, folks. Donald Trump is the independent in this campaign. The Republicans won't give a dime to him, and they won't spend a dime to attack Hillary Clinton. We'll be right back.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to InfoWars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. InfoWars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You gonna sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you gonna be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action.